met George Farmer at a Turning Point UK party where George Farmer was heavily subsidizing conservative politics around the same time. They meet in a professional context, and 17 days later, he proposes over Zoom. Now, you might say that's a whirlwind romance. Obviously, it's very conspicuous. Who meets somebody and 2 weeks later gets married? Now, some people might say,
okay, I'm going to stop there, and I need to find the clip, but Candace tells a story. This is the infamous story where Candace says she took Charlie's, she really felt the inclination that they needed to go to TP UK, and she just took Charlie's credit card and she just swiped the card and they booked a trip. Like, there was allegedly no foreknowledge that she would meet George Farmer, anything of that nature. So actually, there's a little bit more conspiracy to add to this conspiracy mix, in that Candace was the one that really wanted to get to UK for the TP UK. And by the way, George Farmer was there, and I believe he actually was funding or sponsoring the lunch and dinner that they were going to, that she was speaking at. And I'll find that clip and try to add it in here. But I just think it's a little bit interesting. So let's let him go. Go ahead, Nick.
It happens. Stranger things have happened. It wouldn't be the first time that's happened, but it's a little bit weird. Because George Farmer comes from money. His father's a British lord and very wealthy in the commodities trade. And they're both very influential in the conservative movement. They're bridging this transatlantic divide. So it's weird that those two powerful political people form up in a political marriage. But here's what gets weirder. You might say that they meet and maybe they have sex and they fall in love, and in 2 weeks he pops a question, he does it spontaneously. Again, that sort of thing happens. But I've read elsewhere that up until the point that they got engaged, they never did anything sexual or romantic at all. That they met and for 17 days carried on a completely professional correspondence, and then he asked her to marry him. Now that makes no sense at all, if that's true. And I don't know what version of events to believe, if it's the whirlwind romance, if there wasn't anything romantic at all. But I've heard the story told that this rich heir to a commodities fortune, son of a British lord, marries Candace Owens, some black Brexit Turning Point influencers that comes from nothing special. They meet at a political event. They have no sexual romantic relationship.